All right, so my name is Evan Strong, and I make videos like this, usually geared around the lacing of our shoes, the tying of our shoes, and the clothing that we wear, and the discrepancies within those things that don't allow our bodies to just work proper and normal and natural, out of their natural center line. I show things, little tweaks within the clothing that we already have that we can do. And I have a lacing technique, which is in my content, many places you can find, to just allow our bodies to function normally within the clothing we already have. I'm also going to be designing clothing. Look out for that when it comes. It's going to be awesome. Just minimal clothing that allows our bodies to just work at its natural hinge points, natural sizes, sitting in the places it should, seams behind the shoulders to allow them to open up into internal rotation, pants above the hips. All the things that I have been able to learn and understand through my whole journey of the human body and getting my own body into its center line for myself and everybody else, so that we can have clothing that just works. Purchase it and you don't have to do any kind of modifications to it. So with that being said, I do have some prerequisites every time I ever talk about anything within clothing, and those are: use my shoelacing technique, just because it's the way to allow your shoes to fit on your feet as a glove would on your hand, and just allow all the operation to be there. It's not because it's my technique. There's probably other people who lace shoes that way, but it's what I have come to find through a lot of trial and error, and it's wonderful. It has changed my life. Tie your shoes evenly over toward the inside, okay, to allow for that natural, even center internal rotation. And then remove the tags from everything, stemming at the tongues of your shoes up through every item of clothing you ever wear. Synthetic polyester, oil that doesn't want to be on your body, says your body. We want natural things on us and against us, in us, right? So those are my prerequisites, just to allow your body to work as your body would work. Okay, so this isn't quite clothing, but it is something that really affects our bodies. And doing what I do within clothing to allow our bodies to get back to their center line, if there are other things that are altering the way that our body works, that's possibly inhibiting its ability to just work naturally, then even doing all the things that I show within clothing, even once I have my clothing that you purchase and just wear to allow your body to work, there's some other things in our lives that I have touched on and that are kind of important for me to touch on, because my focus is the body, and it's just through the clothing that I get us there, because that's the thing that's always on our bodies. But in 2024, today's the 6th of September, 2024, earphones, headsets, little things to do wireless calls with, right? Things to listen to music with. Very, very, very common. It's been around for a decade or two, 3, right? Things that go in your ears. But our ears are made out of cartilage. That's pretty much all your ear is. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Oh gosh, maybe not. Our ears are cartilage, and cartilage is different than muscle, it's different than bone. I'm not going to try to describe it because I'm not a specialist on cartilage, but it's something that's between the joints of our bodies, right? Under our knees. If you've heard my story, I wore down a lot of the cartilage behind my kneecaps doing a lot of flips years and years ago. But it's something that can also grow back. It's something that can adapt, and it can change and shift if it needs to, or if it's kind of almost forced to. And when you're placing something in the hole, in like the canal of your ear, even if you're not going that deep in there, you're kind of altering its natural shape. It doesn't have to be like a super tight fit for it to alter it. But if you're placing things in your ears, that's unnatural. And it can actually alter the shape of this cartilage around your ear canal. Personal experience. Here's the thing. Your jaw meets up right there. If you put your finger right in front of this little part of your ear and then move your jaw forward and back, you can feel the jaw kind of like separates right there, right? Down here, and then it comes down and comes around, right? All the way up right here. That's where your jaw comes. Your jaw doesn't end at the base of your ear. It comes up to here, you know? You know. You know, meaning try it for yourself if you want, as I'm doing it. Now, if you have something right in here that's pressing this forward at all, that's altering the way that your jaw works. And I have gone over the jaw in many different approaches, and I've talked about, because it's just the case, that the jaw stabilizes your entire body, big time. Not just kind of, your jaw stabilizes your entire body. Your jaw keeps your body in alignment. It keeps your head stable. It does a lot. It alters your breathing patterns, because the muscles in your neck that help raise your rib cage when you breathe come up and connect to your jaw. A lot happens from your jaw. And when you place something in your ear, it alters where your jaw sits. And as I've talked about so often, when your jaw positioning is altered, everything else in your body is altered. As I say, if something in your body is out of alignment, then something else, and usually many other things, have to compensate. Just because we need to still walk straight, we need to stand vertical when gravity's pulling us straight down, we need to operate right and left out of our centered line, and if our jaw's not centered, something else, and again, pretty much everything within the body will do some sort of compensation to just allow it to keep functioning. So when people are having earphones in their ears for hours and hours and hours a day, I used to have earphones in a lot years ago, a lot. Like in high school, a lot of times I had just one earphone in. I'd be in class and I'd just have a right earphone in, and then the cord cable going down my shirt into my pocket to my phone. I'd just be sitting in class and kind of like listening to this and kind of listening to the teacher, right? But it actually alters the shape of your ear. And altering the shape of your ear, because of the location where it is between like your jaw and your skull, I mean, you feel the bone, you can on your own body feel the bone back here that's like the base of your skull, and then you feel where we felt a minute ago, the rear of your jaw, and your ear's right in between there. And so if that space is changed because there's something physically in there, it'll alter the way that your jaw works. It'll alter the way that all of your teeth mesh together. And then, as I said, everything else that comes with that. So it's a problem. It's a big problem, and I'm not here to tell people what to do, but it's a universal effect. No matter what human you are, where you live, what gender you are, what age, what height, what this, what that, if you have an ear canal and you place something within it that alters the space in there, it's doing these things to your body. So we shouldn't be doing that. Now, I know that it's very convenient, and I know that a lot of people are on the phone very commonly nowadays, and I know because of the way that the world has changed, jobs often are phone calls. And it's so simple to just tap the little thing in your ear to answer a phone call, and you're speaking to somebody somewhere else on the earth. I understand. I get it. I understand. I have done it personally, time and time again, had things in my ears. But we need our bodies to function. Anything that we can do, especially something that simple, just to stop altering our bodies, we should probably do it. Because if you don't have a body, you can't make the phone calls. You can't listen to the music, right? So you also won't be able to eat well if your jaw is not meshing correct. You won't be able to breathe well if your jaw is not meshing correct. Lots of things. You won't be able to rotate evenly if your jaw is not meshing correct. So, plus many other things. This one is, I've said this before within certain videos I've made, it's almost more to shine light than anything else, because I have no place to tell anybody what to do with their own body, but I do have a place to speak truth on what is happening when certain things are being done to the universally designed human body. We are all universally designed in the image of our God, Jesus Christ. We are, and that's, as I've mentioned so often, how I can speak sitting here wherever I am making a video for every human on the earth, because within our very, very, very slight differences, we're all the same. So, that's just about all that I can say within this, because yes, you are altering the way that your entire body works by placing something in your ear like that. You are. And I was, and I did. It's just what's happening. So, the range of motion within your neck, I mean, I could just go into many, 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 many things that are being very, very, very much affected by one little thing within your ear. If it's on a cable, it will pull down a little bit more than if it's just those little wireless ones. And then the cable is sitting right against your jaw also, and sensory-wise, your jaw will be trying to avoid that without you being conscious of anything. Yes, many things like that will happen from having something in your ear. So, we don't want to alter our bodies because they want to work the way that they are designed to, even if they have slight differences from maybe the people around us or whatever. They want to work the way that they work, and doing anything like that will alter that. So, yes. I understand the convenience. Most people wouldn't want to have over-the-ear headphones because that's like it's almost like a statement in a way. At least it seems that way now. Right? But these are things that, again, universally are affecting the human body. So, all right. I don't really have any kind of tweak that you can do because you're placing it in there. There's kind of no way for it to stay in your ear being what it is unless it's in your ear. So, yes. Anyway, that's what I have to say on earphones. It's important enough to talk about, though, because as I said, doing everything within the body, stemming from the shoes, lacing and tying them correct with my technique, and then doing all the things within the clothing. And again, when I get my clothing out, if you purchase it, please purchase it your size. Do not purchase my clothing oversized to fit stylish, because the only reason I'm designing clothing is to design it to sit where it needs to for the body's natural function. That's very important. But doing all the things within the clothing just to allow your body to get into its center line, things like that have been done year after year after year, hours and hours and hours of something altering the shape of your natural ear, that will need to be in some kind of way addressed, just because it's altering your center line. So, thank you. I have a lot of content that I've already posted. You can go back through and check things that I talk about just the human body itself, but then also where I sit and focus and dwell is within the clothing that we place on it. And I have a lot of stuff where I show easy, simple, little tiny modifications we can do within our clothing that we already have. No sewing machines required in all the things that I've already posted, just a pair of scissors to allow our bodies to be centered and natural, as you can see me sitting here now. So check those out, and I'm very excited for my clothing that I'm going to be designing. It's going to be great. for myself and everybody else. Again, I'm designing it out of the knowledge that I have of the human body and the transformation that's been had in my own body through just doing these things externally within the clothing. So we should not have to stretch. We should not have to exercise just for the sake of exercise. Our bodies work how they work, and they do it very, very well if we stop restricting them and altering their natural positionings. So, yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I'm very excited for clothing. It's going to be awesome. So, yes. It's very settling when I think about it, once I realize that I'm going to be designing clothing. So, yes, it causes me to do this. It's nice. Nice, comforting, settling feeling. So, yes. All right. Again, prerequisites. You have to start with the prerequisites. The feet are the foundation. Lace them with my technique. Tie them correct, evenly over to the inside. And then everything else within your clothing. With what you already have, there's a lot that you can do. Ideally, it fits you just at where your hinge points are, above the hips, at the shoulders, top seams behind the shoulders, those kind of basic foundational things. My clothing will just do that from the factory. No modifications required to just allow the body to work. So it's going to be awesome. All right, thank you. Stick around for clothing. It'll be worth it. If you have been watching my content, then even just in the month and a half-ish that I've been making these videos, you can see the transformation within my body, and it wouldn't be possible without the clothing. And that is basically all that I have done, other than releasing stuck muscles and scar tissue with my own fingers, which is just a one-time thing that kind of has to be done, because scar tissue doesn't really release itself unless it's, broken up. So just from years of patterning of what the clothing has done to us. So thank you. Stick around for clothing. It's going to be awesome.